For as long as we've been able to look up at the stars, we've been asking the exact same questions. Why are we here? And how do we live a good life? The philosopher Karl Jaspers noticed a pattern in how we tried to answer those questions. Between 800 and 200 BCE, a period he called the First Axial Age, human consciousness underwent a series of independent revolutions. Across the globe, separated by impassable mountains and oceans, distinct civilizations developed sophisticated spiritual frameworks in almost total isolation from one another. In India, Buddhism developed a rigorous approach to mapping the architecture of the human mind, seeking a path to end the cycle of suffering. In the Near East, early Christianity established a framework centered on radical empathy and community action, mobilizing followers to care for those in need. And across the Americas, Indigenous traditions cultivated ecological harmony, building deep, reciprocal relationships with the earth itself. For thousands of years, these profound systems existed in strict silos. Access to these discoveries was restricted by the geographical and cultural borders of where a person happened to be born. Today, those geographical borders have largely evaporated. Modern travel and digital connectivity have collapsed the physical distances that once kept these traditions apart. We now have immediate, horizontal access to our species' entire collective catalog of spiritual wisdom. This creates a unique opportunity. What if we stopped selecting just one path and instead synthesized the most effective components from all of them? This shift is already visible. Sociologists are documenting a real-time change in how people construct meaning in a globalized world. Researchers describe this as post-secular cosmologization. It's a process where religious subjectivities are deterritorialized, allowing individuals to reorganize their beliefs outside the constraints of traditional, national, or institutional boundaries. In this synthesis, we see the integration of the inward, psychological focus of Eastern traditions, specifically Buddhist mindfulness and the practice of releasing the ego. That internal development is being paired with the outward mandates found in Western traditions: social justice, radical charity, and active service to the community. Finally, it absorbs the ecological grounding of indigenous faiths, recognizing nature as a sacred system rather than a mere commodity. These components are cross-pollinating globally, forming a framework for living that operates independently of traditional hierarchies. Extracting these functional mechanisms, people are assembling a borderless set of principles to navigate modern life. How do we classify this state of consciousness? Is it enlightenment as ancient traditions described it, or is there a way to measure it within psychology? The psychologist Abraham Maslow provided a framework. Though famous for his hierarchy of needs, he made a final addition to his model near the end of his life that is often overlooked in textbooks. In his revised hierarchy, a level sits above self-actualization. Maslow called it self-transcendence, the highest level of human development. Here, individuals shift to a holistic worldview, motivated by being values, truth, beauty, and goodness, seeing themselves as part of a larger unity. This state manifests as frequent peak experiences and a profound sense of connection with other species and the cosmos. Maslow reframed enlightenment as a measurable psychological transition into this self-transcendent state. When this psychological shift scales up from the individual to the species, the implications change. Jaspers argued that we are entering a second axial age, an era where individual consciousness evolves into a global consciousness. This era functions through horizontal integration, where humanity identifies as a single interconnected family across all historical heritages. But it also requires vertical integration, grounding these contemplative values in our secular systems, applying interconnected ethics to global economics and environmental management. Jaspers believed this grounding is necessary to stabilize our planetary systems. Without rooting our politics and economics in this shared spiritual energy, he argued that global society risks becoming chaotic and self-destructive. Participating in this global consciousness manifests in the everyday, through practicing right thought and right action within our existing communities. This isn't a movement toward a single dominant world religion. It is the emergence of a deeply colorful tapestry of interspiritual wisdom. By synthesizing our collective spiritual inheritance, we are assembling the knowledge needed to navigate the complex challenges of a globalized world.